What is up, guys? Hopefully you're all doing well. This is going to be our trade recap for the NQ shorts that we took today during the New York session. New York session. So let's just get right to it. So if we actually just go on the replay and just remove this current day's candle, notice how we've just been in a pretty bad range here throughout just basically the beginning of February. Right, we've just been stuck between this low and this high here, right? So realistically, the way I was looking at it was just based on the Monday's candle. I was hoping that we were going to continue back to these relevant highs right here and just start trading higher. But unfortunately, we started to show failure based off Tuesday's candle forming a nice C2 closure right here. And then you can see how Wednesday we basically just accumulated here on Wednesday, sorry, which was CPI. Very chop fest, not high probability at all, especially for CPI. So I'm not surprised. And then you can see how the next candle, which was today's candle, we were able to expand away based off this specific reversal here, this C2 closure, right? As of right now, I don't think we had a SM. Yeah, we did have an SMT. Sorry, or did we have an SMT? Did we? Yeah, we had a minor SMT here with ES. As you can see, ES created the failure swing, and NQ was the one to take it out. So just based off this, guys, we had enough criteria, especially because we also had a PSP with that SMT. So 2 crack in correlation right here, giving us enough information for us to anticipate that price is willing to continue going lower here. So based off this candle here, if we go into the 4 hour, personally, I wasn't really, I was still more, I still had like a strong bias for the upside, even with this reversal signature, just because the way I was looking at it was just that sometimes these retracements, signatures of reversal can mean a retracement, right? It doesn't have to be a full-on reversal, right? You can clearly see how we've been somewhat reversing and then just coming back to a relevant low, right? And then continuing going higher, especially because we're still failing to take out this external low, which we were able to do on Monday. So this is why I was just a little strong-sided on the bullish side, because I liked the way we had this nice closure on Monday. So I was hoping that we were either going to just consolidate and then have this current candle take out liquidity and then continue going higher. So going on to our 4 hour here, you can see how based on the 4 hour candle, we had a nice expansion at the opening here, creating a gap. So this is what this is what gave me the idea that we could possibly go shorter. Go lower, just because we're forming gaps, right? And with gaps, we like to see gaps so we can actually trade into it and then continue going lower. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take out the daily opens high, or basically full-on reversal to give us that confirmation that we were able to continue going higher, right? This is 2 a.m.'s 4 hour, right? We had a good closure above this inefficiency, but you could see how during the 6 a.m. we actually started to close back within that current range, and as you can see, we actually closed back below the inefficiency right here, right? So seeing this was just it gave me the idea that we were willing to go short, especially because we had a C2 closure, right? See, with this type of setup, I only based this trade off structure. There were no confluences giving me any confirmation to validate the short, right? Because we didn't have no SMT at all. Not even one was able to take out the daily opens high. I was actually very surprised that YM left it, because we actually created a devil's mark on YM here. So based off how YM was and I'm just gonna make it bigger here for you guys. YM took out the bottom of this this candle, bullish candle right here, which then I was anticipating a retracement higher, basically a strength switch for YM to be able to take out this daily high here, which would have given us that nice SMT with the C2 closure, which would have been at least enough for me to have a full-on confirmation that we were willing to go lower. But overall, this trade was just based off of structure. During the 6 a.m., actually during the New York session, I just wasn't too sure, right? Because I still had mixed bias, just because we still had an SMT at this specific candle with YM, as I mentioned, and we had a C2 closure here as well. So realistically, what I told myself was that I wanted to see how this 6 a.m. 4-hour candle closed, because with this closure, it would give me the best high probability idea of where the market wants to go today, right? As you can see, we had this nice change in the state of delivery, right? I'm just going to remove everything here. And we had a nice draw here to this gap, right? It had a clean draw here, right? So based off this closure, I noticed we had that nice change in the state of delivery. So what I was looking for was something to trade off of from this specific from the previous 4-hour candle. So this is the 50% of it. I wanted to see if it was able to retrace into it or just anything below it. Going on to our 30-minute, you can see how we actually formed a nice SMT with YM here. So notice how once YM, where did YM? I think YM was the first to take out its yeah, so it was the first to take out its low, this current candle, which is the candle that formed the gap here on NQ, and we actually went much lower here. So seeing how YM was the first to do that, it actually retraced much higher compared to NQ and ES, which, let me just actually replay it back a little. So this was the 10 a.m. candle. Notice how we were able to take out the previous 10 a.m.'s 30-minute candle here, forming that nice SMT right here with NQ. So seeing that gave me enough confirmation that we were willing to go lower. So going on to my 3-minute right here, we had that SMT right here. We actually had a 2-stage SMT with the current 50-minute candle as well. If we look at the 50-minute here, NQ was actually able to take out the previous 50-minute candle, while YM actually created the failure swing. So there was a 2-stage right there, SMT, which gave us enough more confluence to confirm this short. And as usual, guys, the nice change in the state of delivery right here. Entry was taken just right at the close. Stop loss right at the breaker, because we were pretty close to the draw, so I wanted to make sure I was able to get a nice 2R. And then just able to execute it with ease. First take profit was actually just securing. I actually secured a little before this low because YM took the low, this low first. So I just wanted to be extra precautious because, again, not really the best. I'll still give this a good. Like, this trade was good. I just would have rather seen something a little better, just because we kept creating failure swings here, especially because this reversal wasn't really too promising for me. I was hoping that 930 was going to create some type of manipulation, but in a way we really didn't do much. So I just didn't really like how this how everything played out here, just because we were pretty deep into the range. We didn't really have no higher time frame retracement, which I was actually looking for 930 to be able to trade away from, right? But unfortunately we didn't do that. So this is what we were able to catch. And yeah, that's basically it, guys. Nothing more, nothing less. This was very, in a way, I want to say textbook, but you can see how I just based everything through like each higher time frame candle. And of course, I waited for time to align, guys. That is the key thing. It's not about you aligning price then time. It's time then price, right? Once you wait for the specific time, higher time frame, specifically like your hourly, well, I'll say 30, your hourly, and like your 4 hours, basically you want to anticipate like those reversal signatures, or like I mentioned here, those open low high close or open high low close type of scenarios on your higher time frame. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's basically it. We were able to tap into this gap, and then from the rest of the day you can see how we just started to consolidate. Nothing really much. And yeah, just we'll see how tomorrow plays out, guys. It is Friday, nothing to really be going aggressive with. We can definitely say that just looking at the weekly here is just nasty as hell. Just nasty. I wouldn't be surprised if we're just accumulating here to continue going lower, guys. At the end of the day, just based off this higher time frame, I'm really liking this gap, guys. I'm really liking this gap here that we formed in July 1st right here of last year. This is a great area for price to retrace into, which gives us a nice discount right here. You can see, oh, just above the discount, but you have the gap, you have the breaker right here. So everything's aligning for price to be trying to reach into this, right? So yeah, that is my overall look. We'll see how tomorrow plays. Like I said, guys, it is Friday tomorrow, so I'm not really trying to go aggressive. I might not even trade if it's not the best price action. But you can see how just overall this price action is pretty nasty, so I wouldn't really try to be going aggressive here. But overall, guys, that is it. Hopefully you guys found this useful. Have yourself a good night and stay safe. Take care.